Adrian Rogers said in the last days people will be scared to go outside. And I'm noticing when I go out, it's not all hormones. When people climb on top of me and get underneath me and are standing too close to me and see me and dart into me, it's not all panhandling. It's not all crime related. Some people are just so scared to be out. I would be a liar if I didn't tell you that I'm not scared to be out. I'm scared to be out myself. But I don't like being underneath people that I don't want. You know, being underneath my partner, being underneath my kids, my own kids is different. I don't mind that, but no one likes that. Somebody they don't want on top of them. The title of this video, by and by, I don't always repeat what I'm going to label something because it's already going to be there. But my allergies are cutting up. We can't be scared to go outside. And God is calling me outside. I'm thinking, you know, make do with the time I have left in this apartment and try to enjoy what's left of it because I've been interrupted since I moved here. Since I moved here, I've had interruption after interruption, and I haven't had a pleasant motel stay. I haven't been able to enjoy this place. And I paid to stay here. It's not like I'm in here squatting, which God is telling me, even if I was squatting, still have my dignity. And so I don't want to dwell on it, but it's on my mind. So my whole point is I'm gonna get right to it. You know, I may bounce around. By and by, I always wonder why my mother. It's easier. You have an easier life if you don't confront your bullies. If you don't confront your bullies and you're everybody's friend. I always wonder why my mom would just let people talk to me in any old kind of way. Let people talk to her in any old kind of way. We'd be in the line, we'd be in the store somewhere, and somebody, all ages, all genders, would just be rude to her, rude to me when I was still a child, when I grew up. And let's keep that going. That's for you, Kylie. And I always wondered why. Now I know why people don't want to get beat up. They don't want to get into physical altercations. If you just agree with everybody all the time, you're not gonna have any problems. If you just do what they tell you to do what they say, they're still gonna be rude to you. You might still get beat up. I mean, to be quite honest, but you have an easier life. Older heads call that going against the grain. When you defy someone and try to live your own life for you. So I'm learning that because just coming out of a abusive marriage, a couple of abusive marriages, I'm not used to this type of lifestyle, and I'm used to having to put up with crap from people. I'm not used to not having to put up with crap, and so when I'm going into businesses and someone's rude to me, you know, I want to be like everybody else. Like, I just don't want to put up any type of resistance. I don't want to record anything. I just want to be everybody's friend, like my mom was. She was everybody's friend, and you know, people were rude to her, but her life was easy compared to mine. So I got a judge's life. Judges don't play whether they're good or bad people. So, you know, no matter how I post, no matter how consistent I am in the way I talk to people, there's always somebody who tries me, who just have to try me and try to bully me, and they do both, try to bully me and bully me. And there's always somebody who you're not equal to, but and try not to show your weaknesses. But you know, God's ways are not our ways. God is making me confront each and every bully in my loved one's life. So it's out of my control now. He's doing things in my life. I'll be back. people want me to set it free. You know, I'm gonna have some adversity in my life. I'm gonna have some trouble. I got young people after me. I got young boys after me. I got young girls after me. I got young unknown sexes after me. People get jealous of that. Even people who are young themselves. It could be a boy that they wanted, but he's not interested, and they figure, oh, he want this old woman. Same thing with men. There's a lot of old dirty men out there. What she got, I don't. You know, so I'm experiencing some adversity and some jealousy for stuff like that, because it's like I said, a bunch of kids who are in my life and trying to that are interested. There's no way to put it. They're interested, and it's a lot of jealousy. So I'm just tell you real talk. Just be careful going out. You know, if that's my advice would be, you know, to people who aren't my enemies, take the path less traveled. You know, stand up for yourself, because you're gonna get your ass beat anyway. Bullies are gonna beat you up anyway. You know, it's you can do everything they tell you to do, and they still gonna kick your ass. So, and stand up for yourself. You know, wherever God's calling you. I'm not gonna sit here and say I know. God would never say. I do know He would never. I'm not confident He would never say be a pushover. That wouldn't. That's not godly. That's not godly being a pushover. Let me treat my little wounds. Treat them real quick. So yeah, that's what be my advice to y'all is I had to get there real quick. Is to you know, don't don't just try to keep pushing forward. Keep pushing forward. Don't give up on your life. Don't give up, and right now the times we're living in are very harsh. But if you believe in God, you know, so it's just things, you know. If you have a car, somebody cut you off in traffic, you know, somebody cut you off in traffic, somebody, it happens to be a guy and you're a girl, you know, just because you didn't say nothing don't mean you were passive aggressive, don't mean you was a pussy about it. Just, you know, you can stand up for yourself and in different ways, you know. Maybe you just don't talk to this person, or you avoid their company. Those are all empowering standpoints for a person, man or woman, boy or girl, unknown sex. So this is different ways to, you know, I prefer different ways. I'm not going to get into how I protect myself because I don't want to reveal my strategies to my enemies, but you come up with your own methods for self-defense. For self-defense, I will reveal public. Come up with some good old-fashioned self-defense, because the bully is on the offense, so you need to come up with a defense. You could come at him with an offense, but I would recommend you not do that, because you're not going to like what happens. Bullies usually have, they're under somebody very powerful's thumb, and all it takes is for you to go offensive and then report back to that person of power. And you were in a this is why I handle things the way I do, not just with one of my bullies, but you got to deal with the alpha and you got to deal with the miniature alpha. So I just coined that just now, but so you need to be defensive when it comes to your bullies. It's not offensive. Definitely do not, because then you got to deal with perhaps a whole gang of them. You know, gangs. You know, that wouldn't be good if you get ganged up on by a gang. I've downgraded this person to DD. He's not worthy of me saying his full name anymore. But yeah, that was a gang that I was dealing with. He wasn't by himself. He knew he couldn't beat me by himself, so he got a gang involved. And that happens. You know, my mother said that happened to her once. Like, people keep ganging up on you. I read in a book that if people gang up on you, that's a good sign. That means you're strong. And I was ganged up on today. Ain't the first time. That is my experience with American employment, minus my recent employment with remote work. Is that people ganged up on me all the time, working for the public. Marie, I ain't gonna get into that because that helps Tyson. I want Tyson to choke on it. I want him to get whatever she's cooking up or whatever he deserves, which is whatever she's doing to him. So I won't get into my secrets on how I survived Marie, and I'm still surviving her. But yeah, you just yeah, I've been ganged up on before. Like I said, I thought I outgrown that. I was hoping that people had sense enough to see how crazy my posts read and would leave me the hell alone. But since I'm a woman, people just see a woman and it don't matter what you look like. They just proceed to be stupid, you know. Don't matter how tall or short you are. They look at them shoulders ain't broad like a man, and so I'm trying, like, I prayed about this long and hard before I got on camera. Like, Lord, I don't want to give my enemies screen time. Like, Lord, please help me not to ramble on about, you know, people who offend me. Help me to get on with my life. Like, I should be focused on me right now, and Kylie and me, and moving. And this is all brand new, you know. I never spoke about this publicly until now. What I'm about to tell you is, I went from estranged from my family, even though it was by choice. Lost my car, lost my jobs, plural, on both cars and jobs. Lost my homes, and moved to a new place. And had people in my life that thought were my friends. So as far as the overload goes, I haven't had time to stop and slow down. It's not like I went off to a retreat for a year for alcohol and drug addiction or something. The places that I stayed were very demanding. When I estranged myself from my family, I had to earn my keep. Talking like a live-in maid each. It was about 3 or 4 houses I lived in, where I had to be live-in maid, live-in counselor. It's too tough to talk about everything I had to do, but it's not like I had time. And it's about, I'm not sure, maybe around 2022, possibly 2021, possibly 2020, and it's 2025. So 5 years of hell on earth. I've been not stable, and now I gotta move again. And I've had nothing but selfish people, minus some who actually been making sure I'm okay. Like, look, are you all right? You don't look well mentally. And so, you know, something like that, it would have been nice to just have like a year off, you know. I can understand having to work, but just like not so many people on top of me. I'm moving into these different places, and I had all these people on top of me just demanding my help, and have been forced to do chores, been forced to help people, and I really hadn't had time to check in. Nobody really checked in on me to see how I was doing. Like, coming out of an abusive marriage into being a live-in maid for an army of people. So it's been a lot, you know. And then I gotta turn around and move again. And I just moved a couple months back. I'm not quite 6 months, you know. So it's a lot, and I haven't been up to some retreat, some get well program, and it's still people on top of me that won't. I have zero. It feels like zero protection from people bothering me for assistance, and I'm jammed in Illinois, and I'm so pissed off. Like, I want to get out of here so bad. I don't want people to be able to walk up to me and do what they're doing. Like, I'm not a walking doctor's office, you know. Doctor's office on call all the time, but that's what I feel like being in Illinois, and it's gotten to be too much. And like I said, I got to move again, so I'm not mentally well. You know, I've tried not talking to people, and it's each moment. You know, I don't even have to explain the abandoned buildings. You see the footage. And there's nothing here but just depression and abandoned buildings. I feel like I'm in a real life Sodom and Gomorrah. Like, the place is just crumbling. Like place is coming down. I gotta watch my titles on YouTube. They changed some of my titles. I didn't realize it's probably somewhere in there. I ain't gonna soft snitch on myself, but there's probably somewhere in their policy you have to watch certain. Either way, it's the government doing it. So in the grand scheme, it all works out. But I never really thought about it until now. Even that woman that helped me get into Honor Street, I was helping her with her insect and her rodent problem. And it's become a selfish world. It has honestly become a really, that's the problem. You know, you can't walk into I can't think of one place right now you could walk into where somebody would be professional with you and help you get what you need. You walk into anywhere in this country, minus a couple people, they know who they are, who really love what they're doing for a living, who really will help you. Minus that little bit that's still alive, you walk into a business, you're just gonna get some price gouging. You're gonna get somebody selfish. They ain't got nobody to talk to about their day. And if it ain't your money they after, they're gonna be looking for your ears. They need somebody to listen to their problem. They're so rude, don't nobody else want to listen. So just to let you know where we are as a culture is people can't get what they need, and the weather's so inclement. People can't go out and do nothing nice. Like, it ain't like you can take your family. Like, it ain't like the old days. You used to like go to a park. In the summertime, it ain't even nice no more. You used to like take your family, you get cabin fever, you could take them to a park, and you can't. Let me take care of this thing on my face real quick. Hang on. This will take. And I'm a baby myself. And you used to have pastors come on the radio when, don't hold me to this, you could super hold me to it. You used to have pastors come on the radio when end times events used to happen. You used to have somebody come on. I'm a baby myself, so you gotta bear with me. I'm figuring this out as I receive it from God and as I go along. So you used to have old wise people, I guess they done all died, rest in peace, come on and talk to you when it was end time events happening, when something catastrophic was happening. You would have so that's why people are freaked. You would have somebody come on and say some religious bullshit, some feel good bullshit. It would feel good, and they say something, and I guess that's what it is. People done got old, and it's my turn. And it's other people's turn who are, not just middle-aged, but who's still living. Even if you old, even if you younger than me, come out with your scripture. We need to hear it. So when this end time events used to happen, like weather and whatnot, it'd be somebody come on, encourage, and say something make you feel good about God. The world has lost God. The country has lost God. America, but not just America. You don't hear people coming on with something religious and comforting to say when something goes on. And that's why people are so lost, and people are so scattered, and people are so panicked and chaos. And so that is what is happening. That is why people are floundering around when I'm out and why I'm bothered when I go out, because I can remember, it used to be so comforting. I can remember it used to be a little pastor or so, used to come on TV and whatnot. Now nobody, people too judging. It's probably for the reasons I don't like preaching, even though I love guys, because people come on, they dissect you, they started looking to your personal life. You want to help people, you want to preach, but then what gives him the right, what gives her the right? So that's why people just prefer not to even preach, because they don't want nobody judging them. I think there's lots of people who are called to preach, but they don't they prefer not to do it because they don't want the anxieties and the troubles like I'm going through right now, you know, especially the lesbian thing. You know, gets a lot of closeted pastors, you know, and they marry women and as their covers. So I won't say who they are, and I won't say the women. You know, I was closeted with Tyson, so I'm gonna come back to them. There you go.